Chef, it's great to be here today to talk about some food and wine pairings for the upcoming spring, right?
Really excited about this. So the first dish I have is called samosas. And samosas are just like a hot pocket that is eaten all around the world. But this comes from the Indian tradition. So it has mildly curried peas and potatoes. Also, I made a sweet Bing cherries chutney. And then on top is peas shoots. So it gives a little bit of crunchiness and it just finishes the dish wonderfully. So I'm curious to hear what you have to pair this.
Well, when you mention those components, like the crust of the baked pastry, the filling of the potato, I think about a wine that has some sparkle to it. So what I thought would work, or what I know will work, is a little bit of sparkling Brut Rosé. Because the sparkling component in the wine, that acidity will help cut through the potato and the pastry outside and kind of offset its richness. At the same time, you have the fruitiness of the raspberry, sour cherry component in a rosé, and that would help complement the chutney part because the cherries themselves have a little bit of acidity. And I think this is a great matchup,
That sounds
both
wonderful.
color and texture and flavor. And what do we
So
have here? This
now
looks
the
like another
next-
springtime dish.
Yeah, next dish is a spring mix. I don't dress it too heavy. It's just olive oil, garlic, and then a little bit of lemon juice. All around Pennsylvania, these cherry tomatoes are the first crop that you'll start seeing. So what I did is I roasted them to make it a little bit sweeter,
Great.
so that the natural sweetness comes out, so that will complement that acidic salad dressing also.
Okay, and with those type of flavor components, I thought this Sauvignon Blanc that we have out here would work well. And what I find in Pennsylvania is the Sauvignon Blancs here are not aggressive with acidity like other parts of the world can be, and that it's a milder expression. So this looks like a classic spring chicken dish.
This is just a roasted chicken breast. I prepared it with a little bit of a thyme and rosemary as a flavor.
So with this selection, Chardonnay is the classic matchup. And there's a lot of Chardonnay grown here in Pennsylvania. And I like the fact that the golden color of the Chardonnay tends to pick up the golden color on the outside of the chicken. And the classic components of this being green apple and pear in the Chardonnay and having some richness and the density of the texture of this chicken, I think the two work well together in supporting each other and not trying to clash or compete in any way. Chardonnay is a great medium-bodied white that works well with different chicken preparations outside of this bowl here.
You have a bunch of friends over or family over. It's springtime and they are always looking for a pasta dish. So I did this pasta with ramp. It's green, it's vibrant.
And then I noticed you have a very colorful side dish to complement that?
Yeah, so we have grilled asparagus, so baby carrots, and then new potato that is smashed. And then also I went to a local bakery and got some seeded twist. It kind of cuts down the richness of some of these raviolis.
Who doesn't like bread on the
and
table,
then bread
right?
is always popular, right?
And with these two dishes that feature these springtime vegetables that will be coming out of Pennsylvania, I thought a Pennsylvania wine made from the Sauvignon Blanc grape would work, which is a French-American hybrid. It does very well here in Pennsylvania. And it's a mild flavored white that's not too overpowering with acidity, not too intense with fruit. And that way the wine itself will help complement some of the milder flavors. And what do we have? We're ending up with leg of lamb.
Yeah, so I flavored this lamb with a Moroccan flavor called Russel Hanout, which is a wonderful blend of 35 different spices. And then to complement that, I have apricot relish, which is a dry apricot, and mint is the main flavor in there.
In this case, the way you seasoned it, I thought a Cab Franc would work.
Okay.
There's a Cabernet Franc, its roots are Loire Valley. And when you buy Cabernet Franc on the East Coast, I always think about comparing it to the Loire Valley example of it, not the West Coast, because our growing conditions tend to emulate that a little better. And what I like about Cab Franc is it ripens sooner than Cabernet Sauvignon. There's earthy flavors and spicy flavors that come out of that. And sometimes I get a little hint of green bell pepper with Cab Franc. And I think that would be a compliment to the spices that you've put on this leg of lamb. I like that matchup of the two, the lamb and the red wine in this case. So Chef, after all this discussion about food and wine today, why don't we try something? And I just
Yeah.
wanted to thank you for all your input too.
Thank you. Happy spring.
Happy spring, cheers.